David Rapana. Number 5, Effatonga. Number 6, Nea Burgess. Number 7, Peter Tupu. Number 8, Willie Twala. 9, Samuel Felica. 2, Tavuva, captain. Paula Catella. Henry Lamava. Campo Fiona. Introducing East, Fiona Polo. Alex Walker.
Good afternoon and welcome to round 10 of the Shoot Shield from the Penrith Emus global headquarters, the Nepean Rugby Park. We're just fading out the beautiful sounds of Jack Nolan from his That's the Sea album. And I'm joined here in commentary by none other than the smiling Simon Donoghue. Welcome, Simon.
Good on you, Johnny. Good to be here. Nice chilly afternoon at Nepean Park. Top for footy.
Absolutely fantastic. Very lucky with the weather, and also making his debut for Club Rugby TV is Robbie Feldman on the sideline. Welcome, Robbie.
Thanks, boys. It's a absolute pleasure to be here today, and I tell you, Penrith has turned on the weather. It was a bit of a shocker on the way in from Sydney. The rain was just pelting down. I tell you, Crowded House must have been thinking of Penrith when they wrote 4 seasons in one day. But no, the weather's held off, and we should be in for a good game of footy.
Good on you, Robbie. Thanks very much for that. We saw a very close encounter in second grade, 12 points to 5 to Easts. Let's hope we can have a similarly tight encounter here today. Henry Hudson from Eastern Suburbs just about to get us underway. And he kicks beautifully taken by Penrith. AFL style, and they hit it up. If they play with anywhere near the enthusiasm of second grade, we're in for a great match, and they get the first penalty. And
can't fall there. Can't fall there.
Yep. Looks like he was around the wrong side of the ruck. I think it's Phil Mathers in the red headgear that's given away that penalty. He's a big unit.
He had a barnstorming game last week against Warringah. The tall Mathers was in everything. They had him running out in the middle of the back line on a regular basis, so look for him to do a bit more of that today.
He obviously worked pretty hard in Italy because he was fit. I mean, when I watched him play last weekend, he was very fit.
Hang on, David.
So kept that up. Okay, well, let's see what the Penrith line-out has to offer. The back line work wasn't too hot in second grade. Let's see what the first grade back line has to offer. The first line-out of the game. And Alex Walker from Penrith to throw it in. And they pulled that down nicely. It's gone straight to David Riopamar and into the back line. They hit it up in the middle of the park. They're full of enthusiasm, Penrith. Asua Tonga there, taking it forward. And East have conceded another penalty.
Better near the ball, please, not off the side.
And my apologies, that was Kieran Straker who threw the ball in for Penrith.
Yes.
Called that the wrong way. Sorry, Kieran.
They're attacking the Emus. We like this.
That's a pretty good kick.
So the East player coming in from the side.
We've Kieran Straker for his second throw, and they hit Rio Palma in the first line out, and Rio Palma. Let's see what their plan is here. Confusion, but it worked. It's gone straight with Asua Tonga again, and he can run. Now they spin it wide, but they've found the prop Nigel Vofele in the back line. He's taken it straight. Just inside the Penrith 22.
Not out.
Grafting it up. Now here we go. That's another great run by Ria Palmer. East's defence equal to the task. They might have turned it, they have. So now here's East. Anton Levin has the ball in his hand. Puts it on the toe.
Good kick.
That's not a bad kick at all. Campbell Hislop from Penrith, but
He's inside.
Inside according to the ref. And he's kicked that to the halfway mark, just about. So pretty sparkling display from Penrith in the first couple of minutes. I thought they've been right on the game.
They have. Their composure's been really good, considering that they're the Wooden Spooners, and East arguably have one of the best packs in the comp. So early on, good showing from the Penrith side.
Yeah, we talked to Techie before the game, the Penrith coach. I mean, they're chasing their first win of 2013. It must be very hard to get the boys up, but the display by Penrith second grade should have inspired the Emus.
Indeed, and you can see this pack starting to work its way up for East. And also,
it's a little tough when it's been wheeled.
Maybe he doesn't want to face up here.
Yeah, I think it was New Mutter who conceded the penalty there. He was certainly the one complaining the most, the big number 1 for Penrith. A very good story, Peter New Mutter. He's played for the Reds.
Right?
Late 90s, early 2000s, I think. Anyway, the Penrith...
It doesn't matter when.
No, it doesn't matter when. But the Penrith coach has plucked him out of retirement to come back and add a bit of stick. So Penrith not even competing in that line-out, just trying to make a decent defensive effort. And that's Paulie Timopio at the back for East with the ball under his arm. The East captain lays it back.
That's
It's
gone
come out
out.
that cleanly, has it? Looks like Anton oh no.
Oh,
A little bit of mountaineering there from Kieran Straker.
that's what we haven't seen. That sort of rucking
Not for a long
for a long
time.
time.
Maybe he thought Ryan Hodson was a walkway of some sort.
I'll tell you one thing, the boys have got number 2 etched in their minds for the next one. Interesting watching Paulie Tomopao come from the back there. He did a truckload of that last week against the Rats. Just easy yards from the back of the rucks and mauls. So I think you'll look for a bag of those today as well.
3 tries, I think, last weekend from
Who's outstanding?
Captain Paulie Timopio. Great throw to Phil Mathers. Brings it down. They're going to try and roll this maul again, Easts.
They go.
Making pretty good progress here.
1 metre out.
It's going to be hard for them not to score from here. But Penrith have repelled them. There goes the back line. Henry Hudson spins it wide. Anton Levin dances sideways, but he's alone. And Penrith could turn here if they're there quickly. A little bit more mountain work by Mr. Straker.
He likes that, doesn't he? I think he thinks it's 1983.
Let's see what the ref's got to say here.
Yep. Just come out 6. So that's 3 in a row, 2 against 6, okay? There, he's got to contest by staying up, not by going off his feet. Just be careful in this area of the field. Send the message back, please.
Robbie, have you seen the first 5 minutes of the encounter?
Well, so far the line-out from Easts has been working beautifully. 3 from 3 from what I can see. And they obviously fancy their chances. Discipline's going to be key here for the mighty Emus. But I'll be backing the East at the moment, their forward pack. They might try and rumble this one forward.
Yeah, well, interesting they didn't bother taking the points. So straight to Mathers again, I'm betting.
The department store.
Oh no. It's gone longer. I think to Andrew Shaw, I think, pulled that down.
Here they go.
And the maul making good progress.
Boom,
It's got to
try
be over
time.
line, it's a try.
Good call from Robbie there. Just a very easy walk up.
Was that Paulie Timopio in again?
No, I think it was the hooker.
Well, he certainly... So we get the... have to look on the highlights reel there, but it was the... thank you, Robbie. Alex Walker for Eastern Suburbs has claimed the points.
Have to put a beer on the next one, Johnny.
Yep, all good.
Yeah,
Side of the line. Yep.
Henry Hudson, who's been kicking beautifully for the Beasts, lines this up.
Kick.
And just very simple play from the East tight 5 there, as we've seen them do all season.
Busy
Last
start,
week, their
gents.
execution was
Got me?
terrific. Just
mate,
kept
you're
that
going well.
close with the
3-2 penalties.
hooker
So we've got a total
Walker
of 5
keeping it
7 minutes.
tight in hand, and
If
the
we
boys
have a
rumbled
couple
over
more
for
and
the
I don't
put
do anything
down.
about it, give me a message.
I
okay?
think it's pretty ominous, Simon, in terms of every time they get down here, they're going to put it into touch and try that again.
And the fact that there was no keenness to take those penalty shots, they're going to attack all this early part of the game, I feel. Stamp their authority.
Not a bad strike from Henry Hudson. He's swung it round beautifully and adds the extras. What a great kick. Robbie, not a bad shot from the Eastern Suburbs kicker.
Henry Hudson judged that magnificently. Started it just to the right, and he's got a bit of a hook on the kick. But on that try, just as I mentioned before, the line-out has been absolutely perfect to start the day. And like you mentioned, John, you'd back themselves anywhere inside the 22, just rumble it forward.
All right. Now Penrith with the restart. We're Katoa, and he's put that long and deep, hasn't he? And is that Will Fay?
Late hit.
Mildly late. And then lost forward, unfortunately, by Willie Tuola.
Karen Straker is having a lot of fun out there with the mountaineering.
Oh, was that Kieran on the tackle?
Skipper.
Yes, with the
You have
late
a
hit.
scrum or a line out? Scrum here or a line out? Yeah, which do you want? Line out? Line out.
Opting for
I
the
think that
line.
might have
out.
been Henry Hudson that copped Off the
A
late
striker.
hit.
Yes.
He's getting through them. He's got 7, 8 and 10.
A bit of
That's
spice.
great work by Richie Stanford. Take it right up the middle there. Nice and wide for the Beasts. Well, here we've got some pace.
First touch.
That's a beautiful.
Oh.
Is that Elijah Nickow? And
Anderson
beautifully
to finish.
inside to Damon Anderson and under the post. This is more in keeping with what we thought might happen here this afternoon. So the second try to Eastern Suburbs to Damon Anderson for a wonderful piece of backline work. And I think Elijah Nickow was the one who made the initial break.
I think in the end, easy inside ball for Nickow to Anderson. Just, I mean, in fact, I think that was Damon's first touch for the game. So he's looking good. And so far, East executing very, very well. Good discipline.
Yeah, okay.
Henry
Slots
Hudson
it
adds the extras, so
Pop next line out.
we are
We've got
now 14-0 on the
think-
Business Plaza scoreboard.
I think we're getting a flavour for it, John.
So thank you to the great people at Business Plaza, who are the sponsor and chief advertiser on Club Rugby TV for the 2013 season, and we do appreciate their support. So thank you to the good people at Business Plaza. We're going to get the restart from Henry Lilo Maeva, and I think he's going to get some practice at that today. It's taken by Anton Levin. Spins it back to Henry Hudson, puts it on the toe. He's not going to find touch. And
They've got to attack from here, the Emus, and have a go.
Yeah, here we go. So we've got the big number 8, Willie Tuola, and he's brushed off one. He's still going.
Defence.
Retain the ball.
Big bopper.
And here comes Nuamata, and he's made some pretty good progress. Kieran Straker. Well,
Oh, he loves it.
He's got
Leading
a bit of a
with the
target on him,
elbow.
as you pointed out, Simon.
Uh-oh.
That's
Out to
not
no
a
one.
great ball. But,
Good defence.
picked up by the number 24. I didn't get his name before the
Sinclair came in
Okay.
with that tackle.
Emus chew off a little bit of territory with Tomalolo. Now running it back is Damon Anderson. He spins it back inside. Looks like Henry Hudson having a run.
That's Irwin. He's gone straight. No halfback. There they go.
Working the left side again.
Out. Get out.
A couple of the Emus on the wrong side of the ruck.
13.
And
Not getting away with that.
Yeah, Campo Sione. Another player.
Yeah, this guy's in the road, clearly on the wrong side. He's not a tackler, and he stopped their clean out from coming through.
He's played a lot of rugby union, Sione, and he actually went to Warringah.
Did he?
Yes, and he's come back this season, I think.
Right, just
Out of
for a sec.
retirement?
Two things.
No, he played
First
first
off,
grade for
you
Warringah,
guys
and
are
I
going to be
think
back with the touch
Techie
coach,
has
okay?
brought him back as part of the rebuild.
Secondly,
You heard in the
4.
pre-match interview, they lost
Then you cross the 15
13
early.
players.
I mean, that's a
don't go
massive
across the 15
blow.
before the line. It's over. Away we
I
go.
think just about a fielder team's a good effort
Yeah.
for Penrith. And look, early on, they didn't look too bad. I just think they're up against very, very well-drilled opposition. in
Who've
the
turned
Beasts
up
as
to
they
play
take that line
today.
out. And I think the twos for East were a bit lackadaisical, so I think the first grade side would have been put on notice ahead of this fixture. There they go. Look at that forward pack.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's through the middle.
Paulie's holding the back.
Paulie's at the back and he's been given away another penalty east, so I think the ref's going to lose his temper pretty soon. Oh, shit. Disappointing pass. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Where's 6? 6.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Not going to go for the pocket, is he?
Camera. This is Leo Burgess.
Okay, so he was fine through the middle, okay? He's come unbound and then gone straight in for the ball from offside. That's now a third one from this player. If he infringes again, he's going to go to the bin.
Wow. That's pretty lenient, if you ask me, John.
Yeah, Leo Burgess,
Scrum.
very loyal team man for Penrith, came from Blacktown. And
More than 3 warnings.
he's been caught 3 times, as you point out, right on the attacking zone.
Well, he's a patient referee. He's obviously giving them every opportunity.
Good go, gents.
Now, the tricolours will look to just rampage all over
Crouch.
the Emus here.
Touch. Set.
Scrum's gone down.
Great hit. Great hit,
Just blew Robbie York there on
Yeah.
ground. That'll be a pretty serious impact, those two front
Come
rows
around
are
this side.
huge.
Oh, absolutely. There's,
Let's keep
I
head and
tell you,
shoulders up.
Penrith, it's a breeding ground for beef. There's some big boys down here. But it was just interesting to notice the backline formation from East here. It's kind of a 3-3 split.
Crouch.
So expect this to come wide.
All right, thank you very much, Robbie. Let's see
Set.
if it comes to Anton Levin out here on the
Flanker on.
right-hand
6
side.
on. Get on your lock.
Burgess been spoken to again.
Up. Stand scrum.
Fourth warning.
Sorry, the 6 on the side. Just my whole shoulder. You got it on your lock, not on your prop. On your lock, not on your prop.
He didn't think he was going to go over that, did he?
That's Rio Palmer complaining.
Well, guys, we'll give you just a sec. Come across here.
We'll have it again. Penrith trying to do everything possible to match it
Crouch.
in the hit up here.
Touch. Set.
It's a much better impact from Penrith.
Here they come.
It's wheeled. Oh,
Holding in. Same scrum. Scrum.
folding in.
Holding in.
Folding in.
Is there anything the Emus scrum hasn't got any infractions
Sorry, yeah.
for so
My
far?
mistake.
He's opting for the scrum once
You
again,
guys need to
so
stay in the
looking
scrum,
to
okay?
stamp their authority on this area more so than they have so far.
They haven't actually got them going backwards, have they?
No.
They've wheeled them a couple of times. They haven't actually
Touch.
managed to get the Emus
Set.
going backwards. Let's see how we go this time.
They got the upper hand here.
They're holding quite well.
Yeah, round she goes. Oh,
They're over the try line.
Number 1 standing up.
goodness me.
Nuamata.
He's almost had enough.
2 scrums in a row. Standing up. Okay, you've got to stay down and in the contest. Scrum.
Well, the Emus scrum formation is getting blow-by-blow instructions from the referee.
I think he's more patient than a youth worker, this bloke. I mean, he is giving them every chance.
Every chance to come good.
I'm watching him. Stay on your straight.
Getting a few pointers from the East forward pack about who should be under scrutiny.
East
Crouch.
will just be loving this.
Touch. Set.
That's better.
There's a good engagement. And
It's different. That's a slip there. Happy with that. Reset.
not great
Again.
entertainment, this is
Yeah,
it?
that's a slip there. I'm happy with that.
7th scrum in a row.
You had 2 penalties. That's a slip.
Emus front row just slipped there, bringing the scrum down. We'll go down to Robbie for a quick word. What are you saying there, Rob?
Well, if anything, I was just thinking these backs might need a couple of jackets. They haven't touched the ball in a good 5 or 6 minutes.
Yes,
Still waiting patiently.
Anton Levin's doing pottery out here or something on
Same
the
formation.
sideways.
Let's hope
Crouch.
they've remembered the call.
Exactly.
Touch. Set.
It's good from
Yeah,
Penrith.
that's
They're
good for
holding
the
them.
Emus, that's holding. East would have to ask themselves, is that worth the 7
four.
scrums? But they're going to try and hit it up now through Colo. Now they spin it wide. Henry Hudson. Beautiful inside ball there to
10.
Mafu. Now it comes wide. Damon Anderson. Shoulders off one, but he's lost the ball. It's gone into touch off an Emu. And they're going to say the East knock on first. Well, as you point out, the poor old backs were out here waiting patiently.
Going cold and
After
stale.
about 10 minutes, their hands were so cold they dropped the ball. You can't blame them.
Damon Anderson got that ball. He's in good
Scrum, knock
position.
on.
He just not a bad engagement from the Emus D. Just jolted the ball forward. Tatum to touch, but the referee's going to play the knock on.
Do you think they should give a book to Anton Levin to read, just to keep his mind active while he's
It's a good idea, John. Maybe a joke book.
or the newspapers or something. He's got plenty of time on his hands down there.
Touch. Set.
Do the crossword. Okay, that's a good scrum from Penrith, and kaboom. That is a fantastic kick. Anton Levin
Straight
fields
back
it,
in.
plays on quickly. We love a bit of that. Damon Anderson spins it wide to Elijah Nickout. The step, he's a strong runner. They want to stop him early, and he's lost the ball in contact.
Towed through back
Play
to
on.
East.
It's towed.
Lead him 7.
Do we call that flat?
Yeah, I'm going to say that's flat. And Ryan Hodgson takes it straight in. Got to turn it here, the Emus. They're coming through. Henry Hudson, Anton Levin, Damon Anderson had one. There's a little bit of a juggle.
Dear.
It's going backwards. And the Emus are capitalising on it. They've got him on the back foot. And that's
East have lost
Willie
about
Tuala
30 metres.
has captured the East player. Now they spin it. Anton Levin spins it wide. Ryan Hodgson.
Walker. They'll take it in.
Giolo was waiting on the wing there to receive the ball. Hudson spins it to Richie Stanford, who makes a couple of yards. Hudson again, calling for it wide. It's gone right out. Oh, on the toe, I think that's from Paulie Tomopio's tried to toe it through.
Showing all his skills. He finds touch too. Not a bad kick in the end.
Yeah. Well, that was a very unstructured play from East. You saw they had the ball and they lost about 30 metres with some very in-your-face defence from the Emus, who've certainly stiffened up after the first 5 minutes where they conceded 2 quick tries, 14-0 on the Business Plaza scoreboard. They've put in a much better effort.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think they've seen that the key to their day-to-day is going to be in defence. That was a net gain to East of 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're playing
Back
on.
35. Advanced 35 off that toe through from Paulie, showing all his skills. And Penrith will get a go.
It's good.
So we've got
I know. If play goes near, we'll stop.
Vafalei on the ground. They're going to play on anyway.
They're going to play over him.
That's a very good line out from Penrith, backed up with a terrible pass, and they've lost it forward. So that's very unfortunate for Penrith. That was poor hands by the captain.
Hudson was happy just to sort of bat that along. I don't like seeing that. You'd rather have players drop on that loose ball and secure possession and make something of it. So East, even though it was a knock on both ways, had a chance to pick that up.
Now we've got some
Scrums over here. Marks for scrummers over here.
some water carriers on the field.
No, we're doing time for a boot
Farley
here.
back into the fold. He's obviously all right. He was down injured before.
Difference is we need him to scrum.
And we've now got the East. Who have we got down there, John? It's
Don't count the number of that play.
I was going to say, can I suggest some new boots?
strapping going on the ankle.
Oh, the referee
Does he just say some new boots? Oh, he doesn't like those ones?
suggesting some new
It's 20 gone.
Interesting suggestions from the referees out here at the Pan Park. At one point during the twos, there was some argument going on
All good. Let's go.
with the skipper where the referee suggested perhaps another skipper might be needed.
That's Rob McMicken being instructed to get a new boot by the referee. I'm going to say the referees have found their voice today, Simon. All right,
viewers love that.
scrum. We saw on their own line, the Emus managed to hold the Eastern Suburbs scrum quite admirably.
Crutch.
Let's see what happens here just outside the 22. So another strong scrum from the Emus, holding very well. Come to the card table side, and that's almost an intercept. That ball was absolutely destined for Mafu, and the number 13 for Penrith, Sione, nearly had it in his hands and unfortunately lost it forward. So a bit of poor execution from the Beasts, and that's not what they were hoping for.
No, not with the scoreboard where it is. Sione could have held on to that. There was no one there to defend.
Robbie, what are you seeing there, champ?
Well, in fairness, that turnover was forced by excellent read on defence on the short side. Campos Sione, like you said, nearly got a hand to it, but he was up quickly, saw the play happening, and he's won the ball back for his Emus side.
Right, I'd called that incorrectly. I thought that he had lost that forward, but the referee has called a Emus scrum, which Easton's on the wheel.
Play on, he says.
Play on, but they've got the ball, albeit in a rather scrappy fashion. Saliba, the halfback, was monster there, but he held onto it. And now we're going forward again through Uamata.
Take a step, take a step, take a step. Up.
A nice little chip then from Saliba, and it's not a very kind bounce for Anton Levin. He's got to go all the way back, but he evades one tackle pretty easily, and now he's getting wound up. Now he's got some speed, and he's bouncing off tackles left and right. Eventually, number 24 wraps him up. Ooh, fell awkwardly, but he's okay. Henry Hudson spins it wide.
Shorter men, Easts.
Into the hands of Elijah Nicow. He can just get some space. He can be very damaging. Oh, and he's nearly found it. Somehow managed to slip that ball to Sione Colo, who wasn't really expecting it, but he held onto it.
It was a deft use of the referee.
He makes some good yards. It's scrappy from East, though. That's come out. I think the Emus have regained that.
They have.
And now they come to the left. A damaging run there from Tupou.
Thank you.
Yeah,
the big men in the back line.
keeping the ball in hand. That's Tuala in the back line. Now the nice little chip. We've got the chase on for Katoa, but he just found itself into touch. Robbie?
Defence, like you mentioned earlier, is going to be such a key today because they're not going to see much ball, and I've noticed that they're kicking a lot of it away. And if you've got an East backline with this much pace, you don't want to be giving them as much chance to run it back. So I think they need to treasure the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's too dangerous to get in the hands of Elijah Nicow or Anton Levin. You know, they'll burn everyone for pace. Here's the Eastern Suburbs backline working now. Fantastic tackle in defence from Tupou. Last line of defence, it would have been away. East recycle it. Spin it out to the left. To the hands of Nicow. He fakes, dummies. Then gets a sliding backhand ball to Damon Anderson, but it's all pretty scrappy, and I think he's knocked that on or has gone into touch. It's come off an emu, according to the touch judge on the far side, but that didn't look well structured from the Beasties.
Wasn't pretty. Damon Anderson with an inside ball towards the end of that sequence of play and then towed forward by Eastern Suburbs. If it had stayed in, there were men there to collect and push for a try, but should have got over the sideline.
Nice throw from Walker. He's putting it down. They're going to try and roll this ball. Can they roll it all the way to the try line from here? We're going to try.
Stopped once.
1 metre out for East.
They've got to keep
I'll pick and go.
disciplined here, the Emus, but that was well stopped. Very strong tackle from the Emu defence. Oh, and that's been knocked on.
He's pinched
that. The Emus have turned that over. They have. That's a fantastic defensive effort from the Penrith Emus, and it might just be the thing that lifts them onto the massive boot there of Tumalu. And he's chewed off about 30 metres to the Emus. And as Robbie points out, a great try saver from Straker. He's fired up, Straker.
He is. I mean, he was fired up from the beginning.
He was.
He's been mountaineering. He's been late hitting fullbacks, and now he's
try-saving
finding try-saving tackles.
Okay.
Here they go.
Good line out for the Beasts. They've got the whole back line here. They're going to work for them. It's now. Elijah Nickhouse had to stop to take that. He's got Anton Levin for the flick pass on the inside. Beautifully met there by Tavuvu, the captain. Now East recycle. Hudson, Richie Stanford in the back line. He tries to make some yards. But Emu defence is equal to the task. Hudson again spins it wide. That's a very good hit by the Penrith defence.
Knock on first.
Lost forward into touch.
Mafu got hit just as he went to make that pass and knocked him off his middle. The pass went astray. And
so knock on into touch. You can have a scrum or line out. Do you want the line out?
Yes.
Scrum.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, the last scrum wasn't too bad. It was it held okay, and then unfortunately for the Emus, it got wheeled. But they're certainly not on backpedaling against the might of the East scrum.
I like the fact that they're choosing the scrum option because they're not they're not taking a backward step from this supposedly superior pack of the tricolours. They're prepared to chance their hand. And so far, you're right, John, they've been equal to the task, albeit wheeling from time to time, but probably doing a lot better than most had expected. So I think their coach will be happy.
Just here, he touched.
We're about
Yeah, okay, cool.
10 minutes out from half time, and Emus picking up the tempo and defences has been pretty solid in the second half of this first stanza, so they'd be pretty happy with that.
And it was the oft-mentioned Leo Burgess, number 6 for the Emus, getting slowly to his feet there. You remember he got cautioned 3 times in the first 5 minutes.
Here's how you play, son. 3 warnings. 5 strikes and you're out.
The 5-strike rule out here at PEN Rugby Park.
Crouch. Touch. Set.
Well, that's gone backwards, but picked up beautifully off the back by Willie Tuala. He's a big, strong kid. Now they can spin it. They'll run it. Here's their opportunity, the Emus. They've got support to flick back inside. It's a beautiful ball into Paulie Katoa. They recycle the Emus. Tavua, the captain, in the halfback. Not his best pass, but the Emus have still got it.
Nice defence.
Mutter helping out there. Has he knocked that down on purpose?
You got a hand to it, John,
Angus
and then onto
Sinclair
his
coming
knee.
through very quickly. He'd read the play beautifully, and ball just couldn't go to hand. So it'll be an Emus scrum, and they're making progress upfield.
They are. They're on the attack. It's good to see. So that defence and discipline's now starting to pay off for them. A bit unlucky there for East. He secured that ball momentarily, not long enough, and put it onto his knee. So the referee ruling that a knock on, rightly so. And once again, the Emus get a chance to put it through the hands in the back line and see if they can produce a 5-pointer.
Now, Tuala has taken off the back of the scrum last couple of times. He's a huge lump of a lad. And I suspect that's going to be the pattern all afternoon with this scrum wheeling. It's almost impossible for Silipar to get the halfback from the Emus to get a clean hand on the ball.
Andrew Shaw trying to fire his men up from the back of the scrum for Easts. Not a lot of chat out there. He's trying to rev them up. Rightly so, because the Emus pack unexpectedly seems to have the upper hand right now.
Crouch.
Solid scrum here will really see their confidence.
Touch. Set. Ball now. Ball.
He needs to get it out of there. Oh
dear.
There you go.
Oh dear. Okay, well, they're saying that Tuala knocked it on. A little unfair. He had 15 men sort of
making it over.
Yeah, pouring down on him as he tried to pick the ball up. And,
go across here, gents.
they're going
You mark here.
give East the feed.
Couldn't quite secure it. I mean, I think the key for the Emus in these scrums is to, once they've got that secure position, is just to get it out and put it through the feet quickly and either...
Yeah, there's no holding it in behind the line.
No, I don't think that's... I admire the enthusiasm, but I think they've got to just get it into there.
Yeah, well, he's a huge lump of a lad, Tuala. He played lower grades for Parramatta, 2 boys, and one shot at the first grade, and Techie got him over there.
I would want to take him on. Look at that mohawk.
He looks, he's dribbled into touch. He looks pretty fit and ready to play. And they play on quickly, the Emus, and they try and get it wide. Just
flat.
Not the best of passes. In the end, Tumalulu had no choice but to stick it on the toe.
It was unfortunate. They had the men, they had a slight overlap, but flat passing. Those Penrith outside backs just catching the ball flat, not being able to really get a wiggle on. So,
but it's very much the Penrith style, isn't it? To even in their own 22, take
have
the
a go.
line out, play on quickly, and that's where they can hurt you because you're not expecting that. And
I think all rugby fans love seeing a chance of attack more than a technical sort of kicking game. So hats off to them, particularly against this side.
Henry Hudson with the little chip. I don't know whether you're allowed to do that. The bounce is very favourable for Angler Sinclair, but he's sandwiched between two Emus there. And it comes wide to Anton Levin. It's a terrible pass that he's no choice but to knock on. It was right around his toes.
Well, the idea was right there with the pass from Sinclair looking to cut his outside man out to Levin, who had just enough room to make it, but I think a bit of white line fever and a poor pass that did the knock on.
Robbie, you were right there. The pass was actually aimed at you, I think.
Well, they spotted my fine physique and thought I might be able to get in the corner. But no, I just noticed that the Emus coaching staff has made a change here at the scrum. Look for number 6, Leo Burgess, to pack down at number 8 because they've noticed the pressure being put on Willie To'ola.
And also, you probably want To'ola in a position where he can add some super grunt.
Crouch. Touch. Set.
Scrum holds for the Emus. As you rightly pointed out, Robbie, we've got Burgess taken off the back, and that seems to have worked for them. They're out of the danger zone, back for the... No, Salipa.
Talk about going through traffic.
He's in a whole lot of traffic there. So that bit didn't work. Oh, that's
not a bad clearance.
2.
Doesn't get him a whole lot of yardage, but Salipa gives him about 10.
I think it was Campbell Hislop who kicked that. He's been pretty quiet so far.
Yes, you're right.
Local Campbell Hislop, local Penrith junior. Beautiful ball to Paulie Timopio. Hudson. Trying the inside ball, and it turned up in the hands of the Emus. So Sinclair trying to flick that back in. Wide ball now. Bruising run there from Leo Burgess. He's been busy. He's not arguing with the referee. And that's Tuala, I think, hitting it up in the middle. Now it's going wide.
That's better.
That's much better into the hands of Tumalulu. He's still going. That's great run from... He's lost it forward, sadly. Elijah Nickow, he's thrown a shocker. So it's a knock-on-a-thon out there. The Penrith Emus seem at least have stopped the scoring machine of the Eastern Suburbs Beasts. Emus conceded 2 quick tries, and after that, it's been basically a scrappy affair.
And I think the pressure being applied by Penrith, it's forcing East to go for those sort of low percentage plays. You saw Angus Sinclair go for that blind inside ball, which always looks good, John. It looks great.
Training
pull it off.
Yeah, training it looks good.
But it really comes together.
And you have to ask yourself, would they try a play like that if they were playing, say, Warringah and it was 7-all?
No, I agree. I think the defence from the Emus is what's forcing them to sort of play a bit of ping pong rugby in the back line, and they don't need to be doing it because on paper they've got the skills and the track record to just play it safe against the Emus and come up with the points. But full credit to the boys from Penrith. They're forcing East into making mistakes. They've just got to be able to capitalise on it.
Yeah, and I think these constant stoppages are going to suit the Penrith players. It's giving the big forwards an opportunity to get their breath back, and there's been plenty of stoppages.
In the final 3 or 4 minutes of this first half, so if the Emus can keep the ball in East's territory and prevent them from scoring before half-time, they'll be happy with that result.
Yeah, I think over the sheds at 14-0, I think Penrith, strangely, would think that's not a bad result. But I'd have to agree with them. Here comes the wide ball. That's Elijah Nickow. He did well to catch it and step. He's quite an athlete. Henry Hudson in there. He gets it off to Mathers. Mathers is caught.
We got the numbers out here.
But that is a fantastic read by Salipa, the Emu halfback. He's only a slight fellow, but geez, he can tackle. Mathers picks it up. He's absolutely monstered by
wasn't ready for it.
Mata. He wasn't looking for it. They might be able to turn it over here. And a penalty
That's
for
great
the
work.
Emus.
Well, there you see it again, just more hustle from the Emus forward pack. They're hungry for the ball. and again, taking advantage of the turnover.
Robbie, some pretty enthusiastic defence by the Emus.
Yeah, it's been outstanding. Leo Burgess, he's been mentioned several times in this first half. He's getting through a mountain of work, and he was right in the middle of that. Excellent stuff from the Emus forwards.
And I think Numata was the Emus player that met Phil Mathers head on, and that's what helped the Emus get the turnover and ultimately the scrum ball here. Robbie, we've just noticed that East have made a replacement. They've got a player gone to the sheds. Maybe we can find out what the issue is there. So it's a
Emus feed. Arguably the last attacking opportunity for them before half-time. Let's see what they can do with it.
Oh, they've put that's got a mile forward, but the Leo Burgess runs with it. That's Robbie's man of the match. He's made some good yards. It looked a long way forward from here. They've smashed it into the big number 8, Tuala again. Proved hard to stop. Out this side.
That's a great ball.
It's into the hands of Ryan. It's a Hislop, I think. Campbell Hislop.
Anderson grounds the ball.
And they're going to take a 22. We mentioned he'd been quiet, Hislop, but that was...
I just wonder whether that was the right option, John. I mean, he had 10 metres to go, a bit on his own.
Time
They
check,
probably had the
Aragon.
time to just take it up.
Blair.
Let the forwards come in and try and
2 minutes.
recycle that ball.
I
Still,
agree
they'll
with
get
that,
another
2
chance here.
Oh, beautifully taken by Slipper.
Oh,
Give me yellow if I missed the
Beautiful
bell.
ball straight on to Katoa. And Slipper back. Oh, it's a bit tight in there. He's
knock back. Oh, no. Knock
That's
on,
a bit
says the ref.
unfair. All right, now Robbie, just down in the sheds there, what have we got?
The number 8 for Eastern Suburbs has come off. He's looks like he's got a groin injury. He's got the ice pack on it, which is he's a very brave man putting it there.
Especially in this weather.
In this, absolutely. Although I'm telling you, it's actually quite pleasant down here now. The wind's died down quite a lot.
All right, so that's Andrew Shaw off for Eastern Suburbs, and I can't see the replacement, but I'm sure we'll work that out. So
They'll miss him out there, John. He's been firing the East pack up. Lots of chat, lots of backslapping, keeping the boys as focused as they can be.
Touch.
son of the Queensland legend, of course. In goes the ball. Scrum holds well again for the Emus.
Good spoil.
Ref says play on. Nothing wrong with that. Nickau with it. He's dangerous. But they managed to stop him once again, and that's a fantastic defensive effort. He's a hard man to tackle. Out to the left. It looks like Hudson. And that's gone forward for mine and for the referees.
It's okay for the Emus to throw it forward, John, down this side.
That looked very forward down here from the Penrith Emus, but at the Nepean Rugby Park, if the Eastern Suburbs boys throw it forward, we'll be having a scrum. That's poor execution from East. The coach would be very disappointed with that. They really have not found any rhythm in the first half.
Yep.
Go, come
Well,
on.
Coppanier bashing at half time as we count down the dying moments of this first half.
Well, if you cast your mind back to the East's v Warringah game, we interviewed Richard Stanford on the sideline. He suggested they were going to get an arse kicking at
Yes,
half-time.
that's right.
I hope they brought the machine out to Penrith because I think they'll be using it
Yeah,
again.
they'll just use a hand crank.
Crutch.
Yeah, this would not be
Touch.
in the plan.
Set.
Not unlike the pattern of play in the twos, to be honest, John. A bit more enthusiasm from the Penrith side.
Yeah,
and
we're seeing a bit of that.
East just expecting it to be a bit easier, I think. Here they come.
Have to put on the toe though. That's a Hislop. He's him and Levine do a dance, but then he makes a small amount of ground. Hislop. It's a bit slighter than his opposition there. Oh, we've got the dummy runner. That was Burgess. Beautiful inside ball to Rio Palmer, and
Knock forward. Advantage blue.
advantage blue. He's got his own out the wrong way, unfortunately. Yeah.
Now, no advantage. We're coming back for the knock forward. No advantage. Blue, black scrum.
Was to the black.
We had us
At a
confused
time,
there.
but the bell hasn't yet gone.
A bit
It's almost-
lucky there. I thought the Emus
I've got
knocked
2
it on in the
minutes
tight
past the last
play. I
play.
thought they're pretty lucky to get away with this anyway. That's what the ref saw.
I think this is likely to be the last play before half time. There goes the bell. So the Emus will centre of the park, right on the halfway line. I want to try and open the East back line up here and see if they can crack the line and get through for a 5-pointer on the buzzer. What a great way to go into the sheds
I think the Campbell Aitken will want to get the East coach, get the boys into the shed and get them to just get the simple things right. They made a lot of mistakes and let the Emus right into this game. It's only 14-0 half time. The Emus would be
Plus,
take
let's
that.
just get you two a bit straighter as well. So let's knock these three over.
And rightly so. That's
So a bit straighghter.
I mean, through their defensive effort
That's
that
these guys' angles.
they're competing in this game. It's not entirely because East aren't playing up to scratch. It's more that Penrith are forcing them off their game, which is good to see.
There's a lot of in-your-face defence.
Let's go, Penrith! John!
Crouch.
I wouldn't like to tackle these boys.
Touch. Set.
No.
They've lost that. And somehow, it's a penalty release. So maybe the 14-0 at half time.
Back 10.
Too far out for a goal.
Tap. Taking the shot. Nick Howe. Still going.
Anderson's up too high there, yep.
Another piece of poor execution, but they retain it, Easts. Mathers, easy to spot in the red headgear, and he's very busy and hard working.
Good offload.
That was Timopio. Stanford now has the ball.
They want to get their D up here, the Emus. Uh-oh.
Play here.
Oh,
24.
yeah, we don't know his name either, ref.
Yeah, if you could let us know, that'd be handy. Put it on the score sheet.
Shot.
Oh, you have a shot.
There we go.
Well, it's interesting after that passage of play, they've actually probably kept the ball in hand and advanced smartly more so than any other time in this
8.
first half.
Kick
But
them all away again after they get a penalty, and you'll be on the sideline, okay?
ooh,
Yes, Tuala kicking the ball away in frustration.
I think absent that, they might have just tapped and gone, John. So
So it worked.
I think it did.
Stop these from scoring a
And
try.
I think they took the position that, look, you've got to do 5 things wrong before you get a yellow card with this guy. So knock yourselves out.
It's a bit like basketball, you know, because Leo Burgess has only had 3 personal fouls. 2 more and he's gone.
Hudson will line this one up. I think he's 1 from 2, is it, John?
Yeah, I think he pulled one out to the left, didn't he?
Strikes that well.
Yeah. That's out to the left, so
They're happy
he's
to
put it down, and that's
down.
half time here at Nepean Rugby Park. The Eastern Suburbs Beasties are 2-try leaders, 14-0 over the plucky Penrith Emus. We'll be back for all the action in the second half. Look forward to seeing you then.